If you wanted to continue with this, we can. If you wanted to exit the sewers for now and come back here later, that's also fine. But Arno and I bids you farewell, walks across this bridge here, and ducks into this office.
I guess let's go follow him into the office.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll get a little bit more information about the heist and what's going on with that.
Okay. All right, so you follow him into, excuse me. You follow him into the office there and shut the door, and he says, "Take a seat," and he gestures to the couches in the room.
Is it a black couch?
Yeah, I don't
No,
know.
it's
I
not
don't
a
know
black
about sitting on the couch, dude. I think I'll take my chances standing.
What kind of job interview is this?
It's hands-on. Just real quick before we continue, how old are you?
17.
Oh, well, we don't think this job is for you, so come back in a year. All right, so you come into his office, and there's a subterranean map of the city, as well as this, an overview map of the city above. And spread out on his table here, his desk here, is a map of the commons. And Savik, since you're standing right there, you can see that there are various routes outlined in red string along the map there, and as well as the Ring of Valor and the East Cavalry Field and areas just outside the city where the tournament will be taking place. So in the last session, you told him that Blackjack was killed and that you guys took over the bandits. And let's see. Well, if you guys aren't going to sit, he'll just continue speaking.
No, it's fine. We were just joking about have a seat right there.
Yeah, why don't you have a seat right over there?
It could have worked as a Chris Hansen joke too.
It could have, my bad. Okay, so he points at the map on he gestures at the map on his desk and asks, even though Blackjack is gone, can we still count on the bandits' support for the heist?
Of course.
And he looks at both of you and he says, "Are you sure you're up for this sort of thing?"
I mean,
you know what the penalty is for this sort of thing if you're caught, right?
I'm going to acknowledge him. I'm going to shake my head in acknowledgement, yes.
Yeah, Wes will have to go back to his time to flee. What's the statute of limitations?
He says, "Well, it's a quick drop. What's that euphemism for hanging? They'll hang you. I can't think. It's a
fast drop with a quick stop.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, so he says that, and he says, and that's a fact. But if you're still good for it, here's the plan. When the tournament begins, most of the attention of the populace will be focused on that area of the city, either at the Ring of Valor, where he says the Cavalry Field, he points behind the Citadel, and he points just north outside the city walls. He says, and at the tournament grounds. He says, with all their attention pushed over to that area of the city, the only real threat we'll have to worry about is the City Watch. He points at the map on the wall behind him, and he says, this is map of the subterranean sewer level of King's Garden. Our plan is twofold. A team goes in above ground and secures the bank. Meanwhile, our main strike team continues underground and breaches the bank from below. Once we're inside, we rob the place quickly and quietly and get out. There are three main exits that I can think of: the sewers below, the front door, or the rooftop if things get out of hand. Questions?
So this is going to be split a lot of ways, huh?
He says the guild takes its cut, and Blackjack's gang will help move some of the money for us until things quiet down, so they get their cut as well.
Do they have? Does he know specific times at which these events are going to be taking place?
Let me look at my outline of that. He glances over at the map of the city and says, our intelligence suggests that the archery contest would go first, followed by the joust, then the melee. Additional combat contests will be ongoing as well. During the melee, there are the stages are set for capture the flag, axe throwing, wrestling, games of that sort. And so we figure by that time, by the time the melee starts, would be the best time to move.
Is it going to be a Blood Gulch?
Blood Gulch? From Halo?
Yeah, the best capture the flag map ever.
He says, I'm not sure, but perhaps. He says, I really like McDonald's. No, I'm just kidding. All right. He says, let me give you a rundown on everything I know about the Bank of His Majesty. He says there are 6 things that we have to consider in our planning. First, and most importantly, the prize. Secondly, the location, the security, our targets, plan of escape, and the payoff. He points at the bank. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, Wes, we need to Joker this.
Well, I think you have a Joker in your party, but you put him in the mental hospital.
Well, I was talking more about, the Dark Knight. It starts with that bank heist, but Joker just ends up killing everyone once they do each one of their steps.
Yeah.
Don't have to share it if no one to share it with.
So I want to ask Arno and I about what the focus is on, like essentially what's the prize, like how much money is expected to be taken from this.
He says, he kind of shrugs at that and he says it's difficult to say for certain.
Okay.
But with people streaming to the capital for the festival, we can assume that the bank will be loaded with coin and gems. Ideally, we're setting out for a set of artifacts in the basement. But that said, we'll take whatever we can.
Does he know what the what artifacts are you specifically looking for?
He says, I'll get to that at the end of the briefing.
Okay.
He says, we have it on good authority that within the vault, there's everything from art, like paintings, statues, ornamental weapons, armor, tapestries, every manner of jewelry you could imagine, rings, necklaces, brooches, earrings, and any and all gemstones. Money, of course, will take in abundance. Coins, ingots, banknotes, land holdings, bonds. Um, he's going down through his list here. He says, there's also a market for information within this city. So any kind of logbooks or information that you think you could sell to a high bidder, we take that as well. We can peddle in illegal goods. As you know, there are some opportunities for selling of drugs within the city, as well as rare poisons or any illicit substance that has value. I'm told there's a small cache of weapons and armor within the bank as well, and trade goods that are held on bond for the TCC.
Okay.
Oh, good thing Darren's not here.
Yeah, good thing Darren's never here for...
Defending his faction.
Give me just 1 second. He says, any questions about the profit? I'm sorry, the price.
How is the cuts being split?
He says the guild takes 60% is our cut. After all, we'll have to lay low for quite a while if we're successful. You know, there'll be a lot of heat after us, and many of us will have to remain underground for at least half a year or more. The guild takes 60%. Whatever the bandits and blackjacks minions decide as a fair cut is up to them. But I would advise you to allocate 10% for our patron, who's funding this little expedition. So if you play your cards right, you and your bandits can walk away with a 30% profit.
How many men are they estimating needed?
Inside of the bank?
Like to do the job, like how many people from our bandit group do they need?
He says, well, I have 3 teams in place within the city. A team of lookouts above, the team that will work in the sewers to breach the bank from below, and the team that will go in from the top floor. He says, your men, your bandits, I should need about 20 of them. 25 would be better. I need them to I need them to stand by at what's it called? My men will move portions of the prize through the sewers to outlets near the River Andalos. I'll need them to stand by there to help move the treasure away from the city as quickly as possible. And Arno looks up at you and he says, is that something you can do?
I'm gonna look over at Savik and ask him if he thinks we'll have any issues with that.
Let's see. I don't think we should have too many issues.
Sorry, too many what?
I don't think we'll have too many issues.
Okay. He says, very good then. Their assistance will be vital in securing the prize and seeing it away from the capital. I would advise you as well to make sure that your route of escape on the Gold Road is covered and protected. He says, as for the bank itself, our strike team on the main floor may need to escape via the roof. Thankfully, the stonemasons and woodworkers of King's Garden have built housing that is quite easily to run across the rooftops if need be. He says the bank's layout itself is rather straightforward. 2 counters in the shape of an L. The entrance to the vault is in the lower level behind the second counter. Beyond that, I'm not entirely sure what all's in the lower level, but I know that the entrance to the vault is there. He looks up at the 2 of you and he asks, what is your plan in all this? What will you be doing?
I'm gonna look at Arno and I and say that we plan on creating some chaos at the tournament, averting the guard's eyes.
All right, he nods. He says, very good, but you better make sure it's a spectacle.
I know of a guy that's made a tournament a spectacle before.
Yeah. Yeah, the more wandering eyes, the better. He said, it brings me to my next checkpoint, or I'm sorry, my next issue on the checklist is security. He says, we should assume there will be guards in the lower level protecting the vault. That's stage 1, personnel. He says the second part of that is the physical security. Locked doors, bars, gates, traps. The entrance to the vault itself may prove difficult.
All right. I'm going to ask him while he's going through the security, is there any signs of potential arcane security?
He nods. He says, most certainly. He says, in a city with a magical university, I'd expect nothing less. Okay. I'd be less surprised if the Archmage himself had a hand in the security system for the vault.
Okay.
He says, in terms of magical defenses, I can't say for certain, but given the intel that I've received, there are vast warded areas of the vault, and they vary in their possibilities of destruction. So that's something to be mindful of. There is always, of course, the simple alarm spell, which would descend the guard down upon the team in minutes. So it proves troublesome. Many of my men are not magically adept, but they're good at sneaking and stealing. So we can hope for the best. He says that alarm spell, though, lasts for quite a while. It can go for 8 hours, I'm told. With 2 modes, silent and audible. And he shakes his head at that and he says it's better than a damn watchdog. He says, however, if someone knew a spell that easily dispelled magic, that may be a good counter to the alarm.
Right. I shouldn't, I'll look at him and say I shouldn't have any problems finding that. At least a couple of scrolls, maybe one for each team in case if in case if they need it.
He nods at you and he says, that would be a great help. Give me 1 sec. Beyond that, my greatest concern is any spell that would detain or teleport any intruder to the from the bank. Something like that would certainly mean certain death for anyone that's caught up in that sort of thing.
So do we have any fodder we can send in first for traps?
Yeah. Are there any does he have any patsies set up to take the fall if they if shit goes south?
He nods at you with a grin and he says, "Oh yes." He says, every man and woman here is sworn an oath of silence.
Okay.
If they are caught, they know that their families or whoever they care for will be provided for, given their silence. However, should they break that silence, well, my men can reach them wherever they go.
Okay.
And he says, let's go through the security again for the bank. And he says, so the first thing to be mindful of is that all the doors and the windows will be physically locked. Let's assume the exterior doors are alarmed. And perhaps these alarms refresh so that they're more active at night. Let's assume there's a patrol of armed guards during the night. If they're anything like the City Watch or mercenaries, they're likely to be armed with swords and a crossbow. Be mindful of any whistles that they might have to alert one another during the crisis.
Good thing I have this silenced 9mm. Hand it to him.
And he says, let's assume our prize, well, our main prize, the artifact, is kept locked inside the safe. The safe itself, we're told, is a combination lock, and the code is known only to the master of the bank. We've been trying to track him down all week, but have had no luck. We should also assume that the vault itself is warded with magical spells, and that as a contingency may trigger a silent alarm. Any questions?
They have alarm systems back then?
There's a spell called Alarm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it can be silent or audible. So, all right, he says no questions.
Nope.
Very good. He says, all right, so we come to an important consideration. How will our men escape with the prize? He says, our best option, they escape into the sewers, quickly and quietly. We'll have to figure out a way to reseal the tunnel that was dug into the bank. But we can work with that as long as we're successful. Yeah, our best option is stealthy. The worst of all is bloody and noisy. And he goes through and he wants to list the escape options again. He says, so the roof, as I said, is probably our best option other than the basement. From the rooftop, the private residences within the commons are very close together. And, they present a prime opportunity to flee quickly to any pre-planned rendezvous point.
How large is the take that they're trying to get?
He says that remains to be seen. It depends on the availability of the loot, and if we're successful in securing the artifact itself. Our
So,
benefactor will pay handsomely for the artifact, but whatever else we can take along the way is ours to keep.
I'm assuming the artifact would fit in a bag of holding.
Sure, yeah, you can fit all kinds of shit in a bag of holding.
Well,
I'm gonna get
I
to that.
mean, that doesn't mean that the artifact is like a statue. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna get to that.
Because I'm gonna suggest to him the rooftop
Sorry,
to get out.
can you say it again?
I was gonna suggest that they use the rooftop to escape.
Right, he crosses his arms and says, any particular reason?
Though he is asleep right now. On Highwind can fly. So if you get your spoils up to the roof, he could just fly away from the guards.
He says he won't be able to carry all that loot, of course.
Well, that's why I was asking how big the thing was.
All the artifact.
Everyone could just go into the bag of holding,
Yeah.
and then
He says that's a good plan, and we will we'll take that into consideration. I hope he's a fast flyer.
Faster than you can run.
He says as long as he's fast, that's good enough for me. All right. He says so the roof is the best option. The other two teams can exit via the basement, which connects to the sewers. This is a good option for us, but has required extensive planning and reconnaissance of the sewer systems itself. As you've seen upon your entrance here, the sewers are very dangerous. Lastly, our least desired option would be the front door. We should assume that if they're coming out the front, the heat has descended upon them. It's going to be a very loud, very messy, and very dangerous exit. And the participants of teams 1 and 2 may be killed in the crossfire. However, the payoff is worth it. Our benefactor is willing to pay handsomely for the artifact to be delivered intact and unspoiled. That is the most important thing. Intact and unspoiled. Whatever it is, don't open it. You take it, stick it in the bag, and deliver it.
So why don't we we'll Ocean's 11 this shit. Where we have all three teams use different exits. The team leaving the front door will have no loot on them. They'll just simply be a decoy. And then we'll split the treasure between what Khan can carry while flying and with the second team escaping from the sewers.
yeah, I think that sounds good.
Ask you this. For this heist, if you guys are going to be fighting in the tournament, do you want to roll characters that they would just be used for this part of the Thieves Guild quest? Or do you want, like, how do you want to do the actual heist quest itself? Like, did you want that to play out while you're in the tournament? Like, do an event in the tournament and then we switch over to the heist? And, like, how do you guys want to do it?
I would kind of like to switch back and forth because
Yeah,
as cool as it would be to have another character to use, we're talking about having like basically, yeah, we'll get the gold and stuff from that, but we won't get any of the experience.
Okay, so you want to use your current characters.
I would think so. What do
Okay.
you think, Wes?
Yeah, I'm thinking that too.
All right, that's fine. We'll just have to determine the timetable between events for which this is going to occur. So that'll be the next thing to figure out. All right, let me look at my list here for what else I need to go over. Oh, I think we went over everything, right? Yeah, we went over the payoff. Oh, I need to talk about the artifact and also preparation.
Yep.
So you flip to the back page. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if only we had an artificer that could, put a bomb in the grandstands, like the supports, just to knock them over.
Bro, it's not like I designed part of this campaign around the fact that there would be an artificer here because fuck me, right? Why would I ever do that? All right, so he flips he flips his clipboard page and goes over the list again, and he says, all right, preparation. He says, for the last few months, me and my boys have been doing our homework, spent time watching our target, learning the location, trying to learn as much as we can about the security and the other factors on the inside. He said, so here's what we should continue to gather leading up to the heist. He says, any information you can collect with a bribe or any other kind of intimidation may work. Anything that we can learn about the target, the location, or the security inside will go a long way towards helping our mission be a success. The second thing, disguises. If you're going to fight in the tournament and you plan to come and help with this heist, the last thing you need is somebody to spot you. So think up a good disguise. It's something that will be able to pass off easily. The third thing is forged documents. I'm talking about security passes, invitations, any kind of identification that can be forged, or any other important papers. The fourth thing, vehicles of escape. Any kind of overland is going to be any kind of overland travel should be done with horse or some kind of creature that you can ride. If your friend can fly, that's great, but how are the rest of you going to get away? He says, of course, anything that travels on the water will have watercraft available. We have a few boats on standby.
Good thing we have a spectral tiger.
Yeah.
Nothing like, stealing from a bank and driving away in a Ferrari.
Yeah. He says the fifth thing would be hired personnel. And I urge you to use discretion here. Hired personnel can be an ally of yours or anyone that you've paid simply to cause a distraction, contain, or neutralize anything that may hinder your escape. And the last thing are specialized tools. Weapons, poisons, or even spells that'll give you the advantage to get in, get the target, and get out. All right, so here's what I want to do with the preparation phase of this. This can be played out individually throughout the week. So when we have downtime, you guys are just quote unquote in the city. Let me know if you're going to go out and do any of these things. Like just send me a message on Messenger and then we can go with that. And that's just a cool thing that we can check off the list.
I'm getting a lot of Grand Theft Auto 5 vibes.
Oh yeah, I definitely based the outline preparation for this off of GTA 5. The heists are the best part of the game.
I mean, that's pretty much what they made the whole game about. So
Yeah.
can you imagine if they weren't good?
So, he says, any questions about preparation? And again, this is something that can be dealt with throughout the week. Just in our downtime, you can say, hey, I'm going to do this. Like, what do I learn? You might have like 1 or 2 roles in there, depending on what it is. But yeah, just something, just like consider it like a mini game between sessions. Any questions so far? He says, he sets the clipboard down and looks at you.
Nope.
No. However, I'm going to start to inquire more about the artifact.
He says, very well. Our benefactor is a wealthy, well, his family were wealthy West Guardians back in the day. Hails from the West on the peninsula. We communicate through cipher. He sends messages which I decipher, and likewise. We've never met in person, though he has sent partial payment already for this mission. The artifact we are deigned to recover is, just let me look here, sorry. He says it's threefold. There's a ring, an amulet, and a metal jewelry box. Did you get that?
Ring, amulet, and metal jewel.
Yeah, is that all that they know of the artifacts?
He says, he said, I can probably try and get some more information about the ring and the amulet in the coming day.
All
But
right.
he's been very vague and has promised to pay very well. So,
I mean, if he wants us to steal the right thing, we're going to need a description of what it looks like.
sure. He says, well, I have a description of the box. He says it's plain for something that is supposedly a precious artifact. It's a plain sealed metal box, about 6 inches in length, 15 centimeters wide. It apparently has a silver engraving on the interior and is used to hold family heirlooms. I assume these precious gemstones and amulets. If you take my theory for what it's worth, I think they're just old West Guardian family jewels that he's feeling sentimental about. But I can't say for certain. Questions, comments?
No.
In regards to preparation, are there any more times that we have to get together to essentially meet?
He nods. He says, let's meet once more at the end of the first day of the tournament. The bank will be closed the next day. So, I'll send my teams in the morning prior to the melee. After that, we should disavow one another until it's time for us to meet again in the future.
Okay.
He says there's something else. Anything that you find in there that you can use is yours to keep. He says, now, of course, the guild gets its cut, most importantly. But if there are items within that you would take as payment, then please do. All right, so ring, amulet, and a metal jewelry box. Any questions? Questions?
Nope, I think I'm good.
Yeah, I
All
think
right, so
think we're pretty
I'm
good.
sorry. So just to recap, he said you should meet one more time at the end of the first day of the tournament.
Yep.
On day 2, the teams will move in and execute the mission. All right, well, if you guys are both good, then he will conclude your meeting.
Interesting.
So we
What's it?
basically go ahead.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm good, unless you're talking to Kyle.
Oh yeah, I was talking to Kyle.
Okay.
What were you saying, Wes? Sorry.
So from my understanding, we're meeting tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
we're meeting again tomorrow, so we have about like 8 hours or so to kind of. So we basically have tomorrow morning to basically prepare for to prepare before the meet again, because the tournament starts tomorrow, right?
Yeah, so he wants to meet at the
Yeah.
end of the first day. So
Okay.
you'd have all of tomorrow
Oh, okay.
until
Gotcha.
the end of the tournament. Yeah. So it's
All right.
not like you got to meet 8 hours from now. It's
Yeah.
after the first day of the tournament. He's going to meet with agents that are involved in this heist, go over everything one more time, make sure that you know, all the T's are crossed and all the I's are dotted. And then day 2, during the first stage of the melee, these 3 strike teams will move in on the bank and do the heist.
Okay.
That make sense?
Yep.
Yep. So we
Alright.
need to go
Sorry, I
heckle
didn't
people
do a good job explaining it.
for information.
Yeah, I guess my last question is, if things go horribly awry, what's the backup or contingent plan?
All right, hold on. He says, well, you know, you already asked about a fall guy. I have preparations in place for a team to take the fall if they're captured. Ideally, I'd like all to get away safe and sound, but
All right.
he says, I have a fall guy. If you're cornered, be careful spilling the blood of the guard.
Okay.
So he doesn't want us to kill anyone?
He shakes his head. He says, well, I'm fine with killing, but we don't need any extra heat right now. As long as they can't link us to a killing, that would be better. If you have to kill to get away and save your own skin, then do it. But it would be my preference that we don't kill the guards. That's what the disguise is for.
Okay.
How good are the arcane detectives?
That I'm gonna go ahead and do some recon on that. I'm sure that if the I might have to I might have to do some research on that.
Because, like, say Savik casts a spell to break something, would they be able to trace it back to, you know, like his style of casting spells?
Wes, we're going to have to discuss that.
Okay.
I'm not. Can I get back to you on that?
Yeah, that's totally fine.
They're not going to be like game breakingly Sherlock Holmes or anything. But there are certain things that can be discerned with magic. So I just need to research that a little bit and I'll get back to you.
What, you didn't prepare for this kind of questions?
Dude, I feel like I sit and prepare for so much. And then there are just things that come up when I'm like, we'll have to answer you later. Like, so John has told me that the one magic item that he really wants is a spear that he can throw that has the returning property.
So, Javelin of Lightning?
Yeah, that would be a good one.
I'm gonna start calling him Trosson.
Yeah.
I want to think up. I kind of want to expand on the crafting system that Dave had against the Giants for weapons. Where like if you want to improve them, which of course is going to be easier now that you guys have Rudo, but. Any questions, Gradius? Yeah. Oh man, there's something else that's gonna be in the vault that I can't tell you guys about just yet. Are you there, Kyle?
Sorry, I had to look away for a second. What were you saying?
I said there are gonna be some other items in the in the vault that I really want to tell you about, but I can't.
Oh well.
Now I just gotta figure out how much gold there's gonna be. Welcome back. Do you have any other questions?
No, I think I'm good.
Guess what I saw over the weekend?
Who?
Mr. Holtry.
Oh.
Yeah, he came to my mom's vendor thing.
Did he look surprised?
Of course he did. And he was talking to my cousin Aaron, and I walked over there and I was like, "Hi." And he looked at me and he was like, "Did I have you in school?" And I was like, "Nope, wasn't smart enough for chemistry." And he just gave me like this weird look. Like, okay, guess not.
You should
I
have pulled
wanted to
a
be like,
you should have pulled a Jesse Pinkman.
yeah. Yeah, he looked at me like Walter looks at Jesse. Like, get the fuck out of here,
Jesse.
you idiot. No.
It's okay. He was definitely like a creepier version of Mr. Staley.
I asked him, I was like, "Have you been back to the high school?" He's like, "I ain't been back since I left." I was like, "That's cool." Like, I don't know what to say to you, so I'm gonna go. All right, kids. If there are no more questions, you can feel free to go out and enjoy the Thieves Guild or return above ground.
You just want to start the what's it called? The background research stuff.
Yeah, I'd be okay doing that. The prep work.
Okay. All right. Well, do you know what all you need?
I think so.
I think we should start off by going to the Arcane University and discussing with the Archmage the different types of locking spells there are.
That'd be good. Yeah, I'm sure that we could probably find that out pretty easily. The last thing that I kind of want to do is I'm sure we could find that in like the library. Um, the thing that I don't want to do is start asking these questions. I want to try and stay as distant as possible from us becoming suspects. But I guess that I guess there are ways around that. So I guess we can do that as well.
Yeah, Voldemort style in Harry Potter. It's purely academic.
Thanks a lot, dickhead. Horace Slughorn or whatever that dude's name is. I will say thank you, Horace, because Harry Potter World is actually super sweet. Wes, have you been there?
To Harry Potter World?
Yeah,
Is that in
Universal.
Yeah. I think I was there um whenever it was just starting to open. I don't think it was quite as big as it is probably nowadays.
Oh, dude, Kyle, we should go there.
I mean, we can if we ever confirm.
Well, I was waiting until the end of the session to talk to you guys about that. I got to be back on the 14th because my parents are going away. I got pushed that to the 15th. I just have to leave Luna with my grandma.
As long as it ain't Jess.
Yeah, no. She can't have pets at her new apartment.
Oh, such a shame.
I know. So yeah, I'm thinking for sure like January the 8th to fly down and then be down there at least for the week and then maybe come back on the 15th. Would that work for you, Wes? You still interested in going?
That sounds pretty fun.
Well, think about it and let me know.
Okay.
I wanna get it booked here pretty soon. So,
Right.
and I need to let my boss know that I'm taking that week, but that won't be an issue. Um, anyway, yeah. So I was planning to talk to you about that later, so I didn't want to get too sidetracked or anything.
Our sessions never get sidetracked. I
Oh
don't know what
yeah,
you're
you're
talking
right.
about.
You're right. All right. So let me know what you guys want to do. If you're going back above ground, I will move you up to the main level. I won't make you traverse the sewers again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
is it nighttime right now?
Yes.
Okay.
For certain. All right, I moved you guys back up top. So you are here. So you just need to move yourselves to wherever you want to be.
And where's the bank at?
Is it like right around in
Yeah,
here?
right here. Can you see where I'm pinging?
Yeah.
So right in the heart of the commons. Yeah,
Yeah.
he gets sneak attack damage. Yeah, so he should be able to forge documents for you. If that's something you want to, if you want to go your own way with it, that's fine. I'm just saying. And boy, do you want to know what the crime of forgery of legal documents gets you.
It's one of the
What's it
highest
get ya?
crimes, right?
Yeah. Let me check my legal code here. All right, forgery. Forgery of an official document carries a penalty of public flogging, followed by exile for 10 summers, 10 years. Only if you're caught. You want to know about any other fines within the city?
Sure.
All right, name one.
Assault.
It depends against who.
A tailor.
A citizen? Assault against a citizen of the crown bears a penalty of imprisonment up to a 10-day, public flogging, and damages up to 1,000 gold pieces. Alternatively, you can pay that fine in experience points.
I don't know, man. I thought it looked like he hit himself to me.
Well, I don't know. You might have to present those findings to the court. We all know what's going to happen. You're going to go to court. Motherfucking Better Call Twinkle Toes is going to come and show up, and he's going to make this excellent argument that I'm not going to be prepared for because it's going to be Dave making the argument. And then you're going to be like trial by combat. And then that's, am I wrong?
No, you hit the nail pretty much on the head there.
Yeah, I know how you are.
Hey, I have the God's will on my side.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see if your trial by combat is victorious or not.
The Raven Queen wouldn't let me die so easily.
All right, here's one. Burglary, imprisonment up to 3 months and damages equal to the value of stolen goods plus 500 gold pieces. Oh, this is interesting. There's 2 classifications of murder on a citizen, with justification and without justification.
Well, if it has justification, is it really murder?
I think it depends on the circumstances, like in our own society. So murder with justification is exile up to 5 years or hard labor up to 3 years, or damages, holy shit, or damages up to 1,000 gold pieces paid to the victim's kin. So you can face exile, hard labor for 3 years, or damages that are only 1,000 gold pieces.
Yeah, you could literally pay 1,000 gold just to kill somebody.
Well, if the penalty for a crime is a fine, it's only illegal for the lower class.
Yep.
Death.
Good thing we have all that money now.
Yeah. Murdering a citizen without justification carries a penalty of death or hard labor up to 10 years, and damages up to 1,000 gold pieces be paid to the victim's kin. So as long as you're not sentenced to death or hard labor, this is and damages. See if it's with justification, then it is or damages. Interesting. That's so intriguing. Sorry, boys. Tangent myself. All right. My bad. Got us off track there. What are you guys doing?
Let's see. Did you want to wait for Dave for the forged documents? See what's. I'm sure we could also probably get them within the Thieves Guild too.
Well, they might already talk to us about grabbing them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if the Thieves Guild was going to supply them, then it wouldn't have said anything about it.
Not necessarily. You know, he was just going over a checklist. But you could talk to somebody there about that, I'm sure. You know, since it's the Thieves Guild of this massive city.
I need to find the Thieves Guild vendor, the reagents vendor.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad you said that because I have a miniature that I've been wanting to use. I just need to grab it here.
A Thieves Guild vendor miniature.
Dude, when you see him, you're going to be like, holy shit. I can't remember what I named him, but just give me a second. Oh, here it is. Behold my mini trinkets guy. And opens up the one side of his cloak. He says, what you need?
Forged documents, specialty tools, poisons.
Oh, geez. He says, yeah, I got some of that stuff. He starts rifling through some things and he says, you need wax seals? You know, for making your documents?
I don't know what Dave has in his inventory.
And he says, well, I got wax seals here. He says, what lord do you want to be? You can be from Morales, but I don't know if that's a good idea because, you know, they might figure it out. You can always go with someone from, you know, a little bit further away.
Yeah, I don't know if Dave has anything or not.
Let's see. He would have a thieves kit.
Because I don't know if I want to purchase anything that Dave's already going to have.
Yeah.
All right. Thieves tools includes a small file, set of lock picks, a small mirror mounted on a metal handle, a set of narrow-bladed scissors, and a pair of pliers. I don't know what else he has, but I know he has that.
He also has a pair of fabulous white gloves.
He does.
I guess we can kind of hold off until now for now.
Do we know what Dave has?
Yeah.
As far as the seals go.
He says, all right, man, well, think it over. What else did you say you needed? poison.
Yeah.
He says, all right, what kind of poison?
What about a poison to put guards asleep? And we slip it into the food and send a platter over to the bank to give everyone food to eat. Say it was left over from the tournament.
He says, let me look here. And he starts rifling through these vials. He says, well, it's kind of nasty and costly. He says, but I got some drow poison here. He said, I don't know how it would work on being ingested. Let's see, it says drow poison injury. Poisoned 1 hour. A fail is less than 5. You're unconscious and you wake by action or damage. Let me look though. I think he wants something ingested, right?
What,
Right.
that incapacitates people? It doesn't have to be ingested. That was just an idea of how to take out some of the guards before we go in.
Well, he says drow poison is going to be the cheapest way to knock your enemy unconscious, man.
Yeah, I've heard that. I heard there was this one guy that was talking a lot of shit to the drow and got paralyzed.
He says, oh, fuck, man, that's like the worst thing you could do. They'll eat your heart out. Anyway, it's 200, man.
How much poison is it?
I'm not sure. Every time
This guy is really a stoner, huh?
Yeah, he sure is. Let me see. All right, so a vial is listed as being able to hold 4 ounces. All right. Holy shit, I don't know. I would say with something as powerful as drow sleeping poison, there's probably like 3 doses in there.
So really, I'm gonna have to buy 10 vials to be safe.
10?
I don't know about you, Klein, but I remember your maps having a metric fuck ton of bad guys on.
Yeah, but you have some intel about these guards. I just don't want to see you throw away a lot of gold.
To put people to sleep so I don't have to kill them?
10 vials is going to be 2,000 gold pieces.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's
did you forget how much shit you gave us?
Yeah, but that gold isn't per person. It's a pool of gold.
Yeah, there was 3 of us that captured it.
Oh, I know. I'm just letting you know. Like,
It was 6,000, right?
it was like 52.90 or something. So close.
Then plus the 500 that Dave owed me.
Yeah, and
That was taken out of his cut.
I didn't total up the ingots or the gemstones. So yeah, I mean you can cover it easily. I mean, I don't know. Did you guys decide who gets what gemstones and what ingots, or I guess I should have figured out the cash value. I'll do
No,
that.
I
I'll do
don't
that
think we've
later.
figured that out.
Yeah, I'll do that after the session. Sorry about that. Dropped the ball on that one.
All good.
All right, I'll get that to you. My bad. Okay, if you want to buy 10 vials, it would be 2,000 gold pieces.
I guess I'll go with one vial and hope it's enough to knock out all guards, or I guess I'm just gonna have to kill them.
He says, "Are you sure, man?"
Yeah, I won't be the first person I've killed.
All right. He says, "Well, here you go, one vial. Make sure you don't mix that up and drink it now."
If you've kept it separate, I feel like I have the ability to keep it separated.
He raises his eyebrows and nods at you as he sparks up his pipe again and smokes some more, and then he coughs heavily.
I'm
So
gonna
he
then
coughs
offer
and
him the vial to see if he would like to drink some.
Oh. He looks at you and starts to geek out laughing. All right, he says, specialty gear. He says, "Well, what do you think you'll need, man? I got crowbars, caltrops, I got ball bearings.
Typical stuff to open up a safe.
I got sledgehammer.
I don't know what they used to use to open up safes because I just know the current ones where you have to like drill them open and stuff because you couldn't actually forcefully open the door.
You could use magic.
Magic, what an absurd decision.
They still have the knock spell, don't they?
Yeah.
He says, "Well, sell you a couple crowbars, couple hammers, mallets. That might do it. Give you some purchase. I got a sledgehammer here. Mining pick. Let's see. Sorry, I'm actually looking at a list of items here. He looks up at you, Savik, and says, "Well, what do you think you need?"
Let's see.
Can you use Mage Hand to bribe officials by giving them sexual favors so you don't actually have to touch them?
Oh my god. Probably. Dude, if the mage hand can lift and carry things, then it can do other things.
It sounds like I'll have to ask one of the someone from the Sheath and Dagger.
You have to put that in your lecture.
Okay.
The true dangers of mage hand. What if it disappears before before the big finish? Oh god. Well, he says he could sell you a lot of lock picks. Got lockpick sets here. Anybody?
I mean, Savik has a spell to open up the locks, right?
I might be able to find it at the university. I'd have to copy it down into my book.
All right, well, he's just sparking his pipe while you guys are sitting there waiting. I'm going to calculate this right
Well,
now.
I guess we only really needed poison from him.
Yeah, I'm sure if we need anything else, we can just come back.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be back down here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Should we go to the arcane place to try to find you some unlock
Yeah.
spells?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at something real quick.
And where do we find the dump truck?
The dump truck?
Yeah,
Well,
for our getaway vehicle.
oh. Well, you're going to have to secure a getaway vehicle, I suppose.
We should take a cop car.
A cop car.
They'll never suspect that the thieves have a cop car.
Oh, I had this notated. Okay.
All right.
So I guess we're gonna just. Should we ask the librarian where to track down spells to lock and unlock doors?
Sure. I was on our way over to the university. Can we do some reconnaissance work outside of the bank?
Sure. Sure you can.
Yeah.
In that case, on the way over to the bank, can I go ahead and send my familiar up to the top of the bank, kind of see where if there's a like a trapdoor or opening or something to get up on the roof for the escape?
Yeah, so it's going to fly over the roof and look to see if there's like a hatch or anything.
Yep.
Do I have you correct?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Do you want to roll a perception check or anything? I mean, it's nighttime after all.
Sure.
I guess you got to see if you can hatch it.
Make sure you walk with your Tamagotchi every day.
Let's see. I believe it's this. An 11.
All right, with an 11, your familiar is able to spot a, I don't know if a hatch is the right word. It's a door that looks like it leads upward to the roof.
Okay.
Also, the trees around the bank are, their branches extend at the roof level. So they're tall enough that, you could securely maybe jump to one of those if need be.
Okay. Is the bank closed right now?
Yes.
Okay. And like just a quick glance outside, is it like barred up basically?
Yeah. So the windows are barred, secured by bars,
Mm,
and looks like there's a gate that comes down over the doors at night.
okay. Can I go ahead and do an Arcana check to see if there's any type of uh, magical security outside?
Yes.
All right. Eight.
Right. So with an 8, you do determine the presence of magic upon the gate on the front door. Um, looks to be a glyph of some sort from the Abjuration School.
Okay.
You got that?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, so you can determine the presence of magic there, pressed upon the gate, a glyph from School of Abjuration.
Okay. The next thing that I want to do is could I let's see. Could I go ahead and roll a history check about the bank?
Sure.
All right. Let's do that as well.
All right, 21. All right, with a 21, this bank was constructed after King Alatar II came to the throne. It was introduced to the people as a place where they could securely store their money with access to their funds within need be, as opposed to keeping their valuable possessions or their coin on their person at all time. They introduced the concept of banking to the populace as a way of securely storing their valuables and wealth, whatever that may be, to the different classes of the city. Traditionally, before this, the crown would impose a tax upon the populace, and so they would have to keep a certain amount of coin on hand throughout the year in order to pay that tax. Whereas now, they can deposit their funds safely and securely within the vault of King's Garden.
Okay. Is there anything like in regards to like the stone that it's made out of?
Sure, yeah. Give me a second. Sorry about that.
All good.
I'm not too sure. It would just be let me hold on one second. The stone itself is it's just a type of granite that they build with,
Okay.
and does not appear to have any like magical properties or anything. You know, it would be the same sort of stone that's used in like fortifying of castles and things like that.
Okay.
So much so that you might confuse this bank building with may be considered to be an old barracks at one point before they decided to turn it into a bank.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No, that's fine.
Anything else you want to know about the bank?
No, that should be good for right now. Is there any are there any guards outside right now?
No, but as you're standing outside, you can see the torchlight of two individuals patrolling
Okay.
the interior.
Well, I'm gonna start moving so I don't, attract too much attention to myself.
All right, where are you headed?
Up north to the Arcane University.
Okay. You can start moving there.
All right.
Gradius,
Stop
you going
right
to?
there, criminal scum.
Yeah, why don't you guys actually stop right here? Or else. Well, I have too many fucking maps. Here we go. Oops, I need to grab your tokens. Also, if there are other tokens on this map, you can just disregard that. All right, you guys are right here. So you're making your way down towards the Arcane University, and it's late at night. And let me just calculate this encounter real quick. All right, I tell you what. Roll D100.
A dragon ascends into the city.
22. Well, that would be fucking wild. All right, sorry, boys. 22. All right, so here's what you see. All right, so you're wandering through the city, headed towards the Arcane University, and in the distance, you spy a group of Dragonborn.
Some ruffians up to no trouble.
They might be up to some trouble. Well, I can't find my token. All right, I don't know where it is, but you run into a group of Dragonborn from the tavern earlier, and they're kind of sauntering towards you and engaging in conversation in Draconic. What are you guys doing?
Just saunter past them.
All right. So you are you doing anything, Savik?
No. I'm just gonna try and brush them off and try to avoid them. And continue to the Arcane University.
All right. Well, as you guys are walking by, one of them spots you and says, points at you and says, points at you, Gradius, and says, "Hey, Stunty. You, I remember you.
Me?
You. And you too." He points over at you, Savik, and he says, "You leaf licker. I remember both of you from the tavern."
I don't recall you at all, sir.
You were with that other elf. That bat-faced bastard. He came in and he bought all the drinks for our women, and then they left.
Why did you not simply buy drinks for the women?
We were buying drinks for our women. Till your pretty boy came in and took all the fun.
I'm not sure how that has to deal with us.
He's going to take a step closer to you and gets up in your face and he says, "Guilt by association."
Oh, in that case, you should fear me because I'm a little larger than a tabaxi.
That's what you say?
Yeah,
All right, well,
because he did guilt by association, so
that does piss them off.
the Dragonborn got their ass kicked by a bunch of tabaxi.
You say that?
Yeah, in the Dreadmont. My
You said-
character was there.
Oh, yeah, you were there. Oh, shit. All right. Well, oh, my God. The plot thickens. All right. Well, that pisses them right off. And they turn on you and start, like, making this hissing noise at you and say, hold on. Let me look at my list of dwarf insults. Say that again, Rock Eater.
As I said, watch out, or I'll go get my Tabaxi bodyguard to kick your ass.
He says, yeah, why don't you call out for him? Why don't you call out for him and we'll get him whenever he gets here? And he takes a step towards you and he's going to draw a dirk from his waistband and say, there were legions of our brothers that died in the Dreadmont. Fucking peasant uprising.
Sounds like you guys have poor leadership skills.
All right, so he glances behind at his companions, flabbergasted, and he says, you would insult the Emperor.
Are you the Emperor?
He gets a little confused by your questioning there because he's inebriated. He says, no, but you insult the Emperor.
Nope, I'm just insulting you. The Emperor has to be way more intelligent than you are.
He rubs his head and says, enough talk. Stavik, are you doing anything?
I'm gonna try and. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at what his buddies are getting ready to do. If they're getting ready to do anything stupid.
All right.
See, I'm just Klein hanging out on 420 on a Friday night. I know I got some backups, so I talk a lot of shit.
Are you getting ready to
Back
throw
up
these?
is the key.
Are you getting ready to throw these trash cans down, bro?
Yeah.
And he's not going to pick him up again. All right. Well, with that, why don't we roll for initiative? Because Kyle pissed him off by saying that the Tabaxi were going to kick their asses.
No, I didn't say they were. I said they did.
Yeah, that's what he said. Roll for initiative, kids.
All right. Street fight.
I mean, if you want to try and escape the encounter, you can.
I'm going to do absolutely nothing.
Kyle, did you see that they released motherfucking Paladin for Baldur's Gate 3?
No, I did not.
Paladin, bro. I'm about to start a new campaign. Let's go.
What, to level 3 again? Or
No,
5?
it goes to level 5.
Yeah, it's always gone to level 5.
I don't know, bro. I really want that to come out. I told Wes he needs to grab it and we can all play.
Yeah, once the full game comes out. Like, yeah, the beta was good, but I haven't played it since the first time because, like, it's literally just going to be the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
To level 5.
The dungeons are good, though.
And what? The full game doesn't come out until next August?
Like 2024 at this point. It's literally setting a record for the longest early access release in what is it, Steam
Steam history.
It's already been in early access for 2 years.
It'll be good, though, when it comes out.
Oh yeah, it's already a good game. I just can't I can't get behind the fact that I'm gonna play level 5 and then just not level anymore.
Yeah.
Even though you can keep doing stuff, but you eventually just hit a brick wall because everything just out levels you eventually.
Well, they assume a aggressive posture and start moving towards Gradius. And Savik, you have highest initiative, so you'll go first.
Okay. Do we want to fight these guys or just leave them in the dust?
What'd you say?
Do we want to fight these guys or do we kind of just want to, you know, hurry up and go to the university? I'm fine with either.
I feel like we're a little pressed for time.
All right. I'm cool with then heading over to the university as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Do you have like an ensnare spell?
Yeah, I was gonna hit him with web.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it, right?
Yep. Let's see. So I'm gonna need two. Let me see here. Let's That's 25. Let's see. That's 30. Let's do. $20 there and. All right. I'll go ahead and cast web. I'll go ahead and set my anchor points as here and here. And
Okay.
I'll go ahead and draw my cube. Let's see here. It's 520. Okay. I'll go ahead and pull out the little pieces of spider web, and I'll go ahead and recite the verbal and somatic components and do the hand gestures and have a 20 foot cube of web just kind of fly out and anchor on some of these on these buildings and trap up some of these dragonborns.
Okay.
I think they have to roll a DC 14 dexterity saving throw.
Reflex. Nice.
Yeah,
I heard that.
dexterity saving throw. Sorry, I
Throwback.
almost went 4th edition on that.
That's good. I heard that. Ears perked up a little bit on that one. All right. So 4 dex saves. Oh, damn.
Okay, so it looks like one gets caught in the web.
Yeah. So whichever one you want.
All right, let's use the one that's closest to. Let's get the
This
one.
guy.
Yeah, closest to Gradius. I'm gonna go
Alright.
ahead and bonus action Blade Song, and I'm gonna go ahead and move. If I get hit with an opportunity attack, I'll go ahead and move here and end my
Okay.
turn.
You were right here,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So I think he would be able to try and hit you when you go by.
Yep.
So let's see. He's got a long sword, so here we go. 18 versus AC.
He's gonna miss.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna quickly duck under his attack and kind of.
Okay. Yeah, he comes at you with a horizontal swing, and you just kind of dip under the blade nimbly and skedaddle out.
Sounds to me like he came at you with the wrongs.
The wrong sword. Those are some fucked up Friday puns you're dipping out there, Kyle. Anything else, Savic?
That's gonna end my turn.
All right. Well, after you, it'll be Red Boy here. Let's see. What's old Red gonna do? All right. So he draws a short sword and he's gonna come over here. Does he have to roll for moving through the web even though he wasn't ensnared?
I don't. No, I don't think so.
I think it just reduces his movement speed, right?
Unless he moves through it again, I think.
Okay.
If he moves through it again, then I think he will have to roll again. But if he was already on the outskirts of it, then he doesn't have to.
Got it. All right, Gradius. Well, he's coming up here and he's got a short sword and he's going to try and strike you with it twice. Oh, 19 and 22.
Both of those hit.
All right. He says, I'll teach you a little something about the Dragonborn. Rock Eater. First hit is for, all right, so 2 4s, 8 damage total. All right, he ends his turn, and then it'll be this guy's turn, but he's restrained. So he's going to make a strength check to try and break out. All right, Wes, 10.
He fails.
All right, so he uses his action to do that, ends his turn. After him, it'll be another of the Black Dragonborn, and I think it'll be this guy, and he's going to use his movement to start heading your way. Something's going on with my mouse. Might be time to get a new mouse.
Is it a laser mouse?
No, it's a Corsair.
I meant like optical on the bottom.
No.
So you have an actual ball still?
Oh no, I guess there is a laser on the bottom. Yeah.
Do you have any of the canned air or whatever? Or is
Yeah, I
it
do.
is it the clicking or is it the moving?
Sometimes when I single click something, it double clicks.
Oh, okay.
But I have another mouse here that John gave me that I just need to swap out.
Sounds like somebody spilled some beer on their mouse.
Well, I mean, I do sit here and drink beer throughout the day. That sounds really bad when you say it out loud. I mean, not like that, you know.
No, in like a fun way, not a
Yeah.
depressing way.
In like a fun way, like playing games and shit. Like not in the it's in the depressing way. Anyway, all right.
If
All
you
right,
have to
Wes,
sit there and explain it, it makes it sound worse.
you're right. All right, here we go, Wes. He runs over and he's gonna try and attack you with his short sword. 11, 20 versus AC.
20's gonna hit.
All right. Oh, hit slices you for max damage. So he comes in, breaks your defense, and gashes you across the arm for 9.
Okay. I'm gonna have to roll a concentration saving throw. Let me see here.
Street fights in King's Garden.
Okay. Let's see. So I gotta do. All right. I should be able to make this pretty easily. Uh, 15. So I'd remain concentration on web.
Okay. All right. He's gonna end his turn. It'll be the other red dragonborn, and then the black one, and then finally Kyle. All right, Kyle. So he's gonna come over here, and he's gonna attack you. 9 and 17.
Both miss.
Okay. All right. It's going to be the Black Dragonborn's turn. He's going to come over here. You are flanked, so he's going to attack you with advantage. 2 short sword attacks. 25 and 23.
Both hit.
All right. 1, 2, 8, 15 damage. So you're getting your gang beat down right now. You're standing in the middle of the circle after school. Which, now that I think about it, Kyle, I don't think that you were ever in the middle of the circle.
Gotta be agile, my friend.
Yeah, I bet. All right. It's your turn, Kyle.
All right, I'm gonna start off by bonus actioning and spawning spiritual weapon, and then I would also like to yell, "Guards were being attacked by drunk dragonborn."
Okay. I don't think you have to make a check or anything to yell. All right, so you just yell out to try and alert the guards.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Well, guess I should probably move.
You sure you want to move? You're only going to get attacked by one guy.
Yeah, I know. That's if you notice, I'm
Yeah.
plotting my path to make it to where I'm not.
All right. Well, 15 misses, I assume.
Yeah,
All right. Anything else?
I'm gonna take a step that way.
All right. Well, this guy's going to be able to attack you as well. 23.
That one hits.
6 damage. All right, so you step away and he nicks you with his short.
I'm gonna step away from this one.
All right, well, he's going to make an opportunity attack. 20.
That hits.
4. So that's a total of like 25 damage.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm gonna come up here, and I'm gonna have my spiritual weapon, and also swing on this guy that's attacked Steven.
Okay. $17 hits.
Nine damage.
Yep, 9.
Yep.
All right. Whoops. It said the other number. God damn it. All right. Anything else? Oh, you were also going to attack with your spiritual weapon, right? Oh, you did that.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Okay. If that's it for you, then that's a round down, and it's going to be Savic's turn. And then
All right,
Savic
fine.
after you.
I have to resolve something from last turn
Okay.
because I have to make a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw because of the sword.
I'm sorry. What?
I have to make a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw because of the sword that I have.
Am I forgetting something?
The headless horseman sword, dog.
Yeah, but what?
Okay, so I have to attack this guy until he reaches 0 hit points.
Oh, that's right.
DM don't even remember his own rules.
Dude, there's a whole fucking spreadsheet of shit I'm keeping track of.
Okay.
Oh, we have my inventory there too, right?
Yeah, I have it.
And my own character sheet.
Yeah. Yeah, while it's on your person, yeah, whenever you take damage. Yeah, okay. All right. My bad, but thank you for reminding me.
No, it's all good. Okay.
A lot.
So first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have my Owl Familiar take the help action and swoop over this Dragonborn to give me advantage on the attack. And then I'm gonna go ahead and hit him with the Booming Blade cantrip.
Damn.
27 versus armor class.
Yes, hit.
Okay, he's gonna take. Let's see. D6 plus 6. He's gonna take 8 from the sword, and then I believe he also takes blade. Let's see here. Okay. All right, and then he also takes an additional D8 of thunder or booming damage. He gets enshrouded in it. So he is. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that.
No, no worries.
He's going to take 2 thunder damage, and then I'm going to go ahead and use my second attack to attack him again.
Okay.
He is going to... I'm going to go ahead and... 15 versus armor class.
15 is a hit.
All right. Let's see. D6 plus 6. So I'm going to slash at him for another 11 damage.
All right. 11 will drop him.
Oh, I'm going to take his head and shrink it.
Okay. All right. You want to describe your attack?
Yep. So after attacking him and seeing him enshrouded with the booming energy of Booming Blade, I'm going to then take the sword as it kind of takes control of me a little bit, and it continues with a second strike that ends up decapitating him.
All right. All right. Well, you cut the head from his neck, and his body just kind of crumples beneath him, and the head drops on the cobblestones at your feet and shrinks down magically from the power of the sword.
Okay. That's going to go ahead and end my turn.
All right. Do you guys mind if I go grab a beer real quick?
Go for it. I need to use the
No, that's
restroom.
fine.
Sure. Sorry, I know it's bad timing, but let's break for like 3 minutes.
Sounds good.
All right. It was the end of Savik's turn, so it's going to be the red dragon. I think he's going to keep up pursuit. He just killed his friend. So he's going to come over here and he's going to attack you, Savik. I'm sorry, Gradius. 17 and 22 versus AC.
22 hits.
Oops, ignore that. 5 damage. So he hits you and ends his turn. And then the black dragonborn's gonna. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's this dragonborn's turn, and he needs to make a strength save.
Correct.
5, fail, still restrained.
Yep.
All right, let me see. The other black is dead, so it would be red dragonborn's turn. Kyle, he's running over here. And he's gonna attack you. Let's see. Maybe he won't use a short sword. Yeah, I think he will. First attack, 15. Second attack, 18.
18 hits.
18 hits. Okay. Gonna have to get you a shield. You got a shield?
Yeah, my AC is 18.
Okay. To get you a better shield. 5. All right, so he stabs you, gives you a little stick, sticks you in the back, and says, I heard you dwarves like that sort of thing. Last Dragonborn's over here, and he's going to drop his short sword and pull out a crossbow and try and shoot you with it. Savik. Pow! Ooh, critical fail. All right, so the
Would
The
he shoot his friend then? Because that's no kind of fire from saving with a critical fail.
okay, yeah, I'll allow that. Let's roll the damage. It's a D10 plus 1. He is drunk, inebriated. 5. All right, so he tries to shoot at you, Savik, and the crossbow bolt kind of sails over to the left there and strikes his companion in the back of the arm. That's the end of their turn. It's your turn, Gradius. Last round, you called for the guards.
Yeah, I'm gonna call for them again. And then attack this red guy.
You say the same thing, you're being attacked?
Yeah.
Okay. "21 hits.
18 doesn't.
Oh, yeah, 18 hits too. Sorry about that. Uh, 17 damage. Okay, that's a big hit. You know your channel divinity, when you use that, you can expend that charge.
Yeah, I do have a charge of smite.
Yeah.
I was trying to save it because we're fighting a bunch of drunks. I was trying to save it for the tournament, but
Well, it's up to you.
I think I'm gonna save it for this round.
All right. Anything else?
Nope, that ends my turn.
All right, that's a round down. Top of the round is you, Savik.
All right. I'll go ahead and let's see.
This guy should be pretty low on
Yeah.
health. If you need another head.
Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and have my owl fly over this guy. Distract him as he flies over onto the building there, and I'll go ahead and hit him with Booming Blade cantrip. Oof.
Oof. Bye head.
All right. He's taken. Let's see. That's plus 12.
Yeah, that's a immediate decapitation, I think, right?
Yeah, isn't that what we rolled? If he rolled a crit with it.
Yeah.
All right. Then
Against certain creatures, but yes.
Okay.
Nah, man. Even the big bad.
Even
He
the
rolls
big,
a crit.
especially the big bad. Well, guess the campaign's over.
All right. I'll go ahead and roll for damage then, even though it's going to take his head. 15. And then for the booming blade is going to be 9 and 15.
24. Nice. That's a good hit. How do you want to kill him? Obviously decapitation, but you know.
Yeah. I want to have I'm just going to run up behind him and slice his head off. Watch the booming blade energy just kind of like shake him to his core, and then just have his head shrink down into a small shrunken head and offer it as tribute to the vengeful sword. And then I'm going to go ahead for my second attack, and I'm going to go ahead and let's see. Actually, all right. Actually, what I'll have to do is I'm going to run over here and attack this guy with another short sword attack.
Okay.
16 versus armor class.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. He's going to get hit for 7 damage.
Okay.
Let's see. And I'm also going to call out to the guards.
Okay. What are you going to say?
Guards, stop these drunk men from attacking us.
They said that they were going to piss on the library.
Yeah.
They threw down the trash cans and said they'll piss on your goddamn library.
That's going to end my turn.
All right. You're keeping track of the head count, right?
Yep, I have 8.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about that then.
Okay.
All right. Well, you killed the red that was going to be after you, and now it would be this black dragon's turn, and maybe he can get out of web.
No.
Fail.
He is still restrained. All
All
I
right.
see is this sloppy drunk dragonborn just like bumbling around, getting lost in all this web.
Denzeld.
Yeah.
He's out there Denzeld tonight. All right, let's see. It'll be this Dragonborn's turn and then the red. So I think I'm gonna reload crossbow and fire that at you, Savik. Oh, for crit.
All right. I'm gonna
Yes,
go.
he found a sea legs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my reaction to cast Silvery Barbs. So he has to re-roll that attack.
Yep.
Yep.
9.
He's gonna miss, and I'm gonna go ahead and give Kyle advantage on his next attack roll.
Okay. All right, well, that's the end of his turn. It's the red Dragonborn's turn, and let's see. What is he doing? I think he's going to just make 2 more attacks. I don't think he'd be stupid enough to use Flame Breath. All right, Savik, 18 and 13.
They're both gonna miss.
Okay. All right, after that, it is your turn, Gradius.
I'm going to move my spiritual weapon over here and try and hit this guy. Does my spiritual weapon count as him being flanked? Is he surrounded on all 3 sides with my spiritual weapon?
Let me ask Internet. Yeah, does spiritual weapon get flanking? Okay. The spiritual weapon does not count in any way with regard to setting up the flanking maneuver, as it is not a creature nor an ally. A creature must be involved in flanking to gain advantage on melee attacks. Spirit weapon
Okay.
is a melee spell attack. Sorry about that, bud.
No, you're fine. I just, want to make sure. Well, in that case, I will just attack regularly.
All right, 20 and 21 both hit. Damn, 25. 25 is going to drop him. So do you want to describe your attack?
So I'm just going to start off by swinging my big hammer at him. And when that connects with the force that it does, it knocks him backwards. And as he's stumbling backwards, my spiritual weapon's going to hit him from behind. So, like, multiplying the damage, so, like, falling into a swinging item.
Okay.
And I'm going to call out for the guards again. And end my turn.
Okay, just give me 1 sec. All right, when you end your turn, that's a round down. And roll a d4. What'd you get?
A 1.
A 1? All right, so from the south of you, let me grab this dude. The guard comes running, blowing whistles and weapons drawn. And you see their captain.
Oh my god.
So there's 6 of them. So 5 grunts and the captain. You know who's gonna really like that is Dave. All right, so the guard comes running up here. Weapons drawn, and guard captain is all in plate, and he blusters over angrily and gets in your face, and he says, "Stop right there, criminal scum. Nobody breaks the law on my watch."
We're the ones calling for you.
And he says, "What in all the gods is going on here?"
These drunk dragonborn attacked us.
Attacked you, huh? I see 3 bodies at your feet.
Nobody said it was smart of them to attack us.
He looks, he shifts his gaze from you, Gradius, to Savik, and he says, "Well, you corroborate this story, Elf?"
I'm gonna shake my head. Yes.
And I'm going to point in that you should be respected because my friend Savik here is a professor at the university.
Oh, okay. That definitely changes his demeanor a little bit. And he looks at you in a new light, less suspicious, Savik.
Okay.
And he says, You're a professor
Correct.
at the Arcane University."
Correct. On the way to the university this evening, these dragonborn.
We were on the way to the library, and these guys just rolled over the fence and said they were going to piss on the library.
I'm going to explain to the guard that after trying to restrain some of the dragonborn just to quietly get away, they
fought
coming.
Through our webbing.
Yep. And we were left with no choice but to defend ourselves.
All right, well, he looks behind him at the webbing, and the one contained the black dragonborn there is in such a drunken stupor he can't even fight his way free.
Yeah, he's on
And
that. This black dragonborn's definitely been to Wibs. He's like he's walking on the floor. He's having a really hard time
He's trying
because
to
of how
get the
sticky
sheets.
it is.
he says, all right, well, if it is as you say, then my apologies. You were accosted in His Majesty's city. I will need to take your information to follow up. He turns and looks at the men of his squad, and he says, take these dragonborn into custody and find someone to clean up this mess.
The only living dragonborn.
There's two.
Oh yeah, the guy shooting the arrows.
So these guardsmen move forward, spears lowered, and surround this dragonborn. And you hear the guard captain call out to drop your weapon at once. And he looks at the guard captain incredulously, and he says, they slaughtered my friends. And he said, drop your weapon or pay with your blood. And the dragonborn looks around and realizes he's outnumbered and casts the weapon away. And this guard behind him moves up behind him and kicks out his knees, and he drops to the ground, and they slam some manacles on him and start hauling him away.
Aren't dragonborn minorities here?
Yeah.
They should probably be afraid of the cops.
He says, well, as he's being dragged away, he said, the Emperor will never stand for this. The guard captain looks over and says, where you're going, you'll never see the Emperor again. And they start working on cutting this guy out of the web here to take him into custody as well. So the guard captain comes over here and he says, any other witnesses that can corroborate? And you hear this voice pipe up from across this low wall here. And this halfling woman pops out here sheepishly. And she says, I heard the whole thing. What they say is true. And the guard captain tells the rest of his men to spread out and get statements. And he wants to come over and get your information.
Okay, I give him my information at least.
All right. So as you give him your information, he looks at you and he asks if you'd be willing to, excuse me, if you'd be willing to come to the High Court and testify.
Depends on the day. We're supposed to be competing in the tournament.
He says, well, it's up to you. It's completely compulsory. You don't have to. They'll hang either way.
Well, if they knew that, I wonder if they would have surrendered.
He says, well, you know how it is out here in the city. You got to put those blinders on before you make some bad decisions. Savik, he comes over and he asks for your information as well.
All right. I'll start writing down my, I guess, statement or start
Okay.
answering his questions.
All right. So he takes your information and he asks where he can contact you. Where are you staying within the city?
You can find me in my office at the Arcane University.
Yeah,
Right.
didn't they also give him housing there for being a teacher?
Yeah, he gets dorm housing. But like magical dorm housing.
So I'll tell him to send the whatever he needs to my office at the Arcane University.
He thanks you and he says that He says that you may be contacted by a crown adjudicator regarding this matter, but you'll receive they'll notify you of when the execution will be.
Okay.
This criminal scum.
I'm gonna ask him if he used to be an adventurer like me.
He looks at you and he says, "Yes, until I took an arrow to the knee, and now I live the life of a town guard."
Oh, that must be why it took you so long to get here.
He gives you like an offended look, and he says, "We got here as quick as we could. Less than a minute after we heard your calls."
It was still long enough that we had to put these 3 men down.
He looks at the 3 bodies and shrugs in indifference, and he says, "When they drew their swords, they made their choice. They know the law. You were right to defend yourselves. Again, I apologize on behalf of His Majesty for the trouble that you've suffered tonight. I do hope that the remainder of your stay within King's Garden."
I'm going to look
Goes
at the
better.
guard and say, I believe there's one more thing that I think you need to add to the statement. That one of these Dragonborn said after brandishing their weapon and being in their drunken stupor was, "There's no laws when you're drinking claws."
There's no laws when you're drinking claws, huh?
The guard immediately gives Wes inspiration.
Yeah. He says, "Maybe not, but there are consequences the next day." And he says, "If you should need anything in the interim, I'm Captain Random Name Generator. I'm Captain
Rambo name.
Rambo. I'm Captain I'm Captain John Rambo." No, that's ridiculous. I'm Captain John Banto of the Northeastern City Watch Barracks, and I can be found there.
John Banto?
John Banto.
Okay.
I'll probably think of a better name like when I'm brushing my teeth.
And so you'll just sit there and think, son of a bitch.
That's the kind of shit that keeps me awake at night. I'm like, fuck. All right, so the guard turns to leave, and he says, "I'll have someone come by and clean up these bodies." He turns and looks at the halfling woman and nods at her, and he says, "Citizen," and walks back, and the guard starts to move off. So this halfling looks over at you both sheepishly and goes to slip back behind the wall of her home. You gonna say anything or no?
I'm gonna thank her and toss her one of my gold coins.
All right. She reaches out and grabs the coin and holds it up and says, "Happy to be of help. Be careful in the city. It's dangerous to go at night."
I'm gonna say that we're learning that. We've just recently arrived here at Kingsguard.
She says, "There's a serial killer afoot."
Well, hopefully one of them was the serial killer.
She looks around at the carnage and says, "Maybe. Even so, be careful. Best to stay indoors after dark." Then she bids you good night and slips back into her house. Okay. Just you guys. Just you guys. Get 800 experience. No, I'm just kidding. It's half that. It's 400.
I mean, I thought it was a pretty good call. Name drop in US.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. All right, 400 EXP for slaying some ruffians. Up to some trouble. All right, kids, back to the world map. All right, fam, what are you doing now?
I'm gonna go to start walking through the arcane quarter of King's Garden till we get to the university.
Okay. All right, so you make your way up past the buildings of the arcane quarter, headed towards the observatory, and you see large throngs of people heading down this road, coming from this direction and heading down here to this building as you make your way by. Many of them look like they could be students at the Arcane University, and they're all kind of walking towards this large building at the end of the road here.
Okay.
I was gonna say I was gonna stop and ask them what they're doing.
Yeah.
All right, so you stop a group of youngsters, and they look at you, Gradius, and they say, "We're going to the wizard staff, dude." It's Friday night. You get in with your school ID for free. No cover charge.
Yo, let me tell you guys about something called Happy Mondays.
All right, so you start telling them about Happy Mondays, and they just kind of zone out looking at you. And the one guy says, "Oh, I got class on Mondays, dude."
Dude, Happy Mondays is $1 pitchers and flip cup tournament.
Where at?
It's this wonderful place called Disney World.
Disney World. They say, "That sounds pretty cool, man, but have you ever been to the wizard staff?"
No, where's that?
"It's just down this road here." And he gestures drunkenly down here at this building where all these people are walking to.
Is it just a bar? What do you guys do there?
He said, "Man, it is the spot to be when you're in King's Garden on the weekend. The spot. The witches there, man, you wouldn't believe the witches."
I'm gonna look at this kid as serious as possible and kind of give him this really glaring look and simply ask him, "Have you seen a funny looking dwarf there with an owl?"
With an owl?
Yep.
He's really drunk, so he's like slurring his words and shit. He looks at his friends. He's like, "Didn't we see that dwarf with the owl last weekend, a couple days ago? Something, yeah." And one of the girls in the group pipes up, and she said, "Yeah, we did see him. He kept asking me to take shots with him at the bar, but I told him he was a little too old for me. He should be more like my dad." And then she giggles.
Oh, I'm gonna shake my head and tell the kids that they can carry on.
All right, they say, "Right on, man." And they keep walking, and they just kind of chuckle and laugh as they make their way down towards the wizard's staff. And they get about halfway down the road, and they turn back. They say, "You should totally come, man."
I'm just gonna kind of quickly reply maybe some other time, and just keep on trekking towards the university.
He points his finger at you and he says, "I'm gonna hold you to that shit, man." And then I keep walking. The wizard's staff. What do you think it's like in there?
A lot of witches.
You know.
I'm thinking it's a lot like Whips.
Yeah. You have to check it out sometime. All right, you guys can keep moving if you want.
Yeah. I think we're gonna head to the library, but I am gonna have to call it pretty soon.
Okay. Like I said, the rest of the prep can be done over Messenger or whatever. We can just bullshit about it. Can you come Friday night, Kyle?
Perhaps I gotta check with Lemon.
All right, cool. If you can pop in for a little, that'd be cool.
If you'll be back.
Oh, I don't have to go.
Oh, you got it. You don't have to go now?
It was going to be next weekend.
Oh, yeah, your birthday's the 29th. Why was I thinking it was the 22nd?
Yeah, my boss called me yesterday and he said that, the operations lead, he wants me to come down and learn the process, but this close to the end of the year, he just wants to get in and get it done, and then I'll go in the spring or the summer. And I said, that's fine. I said, I have no issue with going. I said, but I don't want to admit, like, I just told him, I was like, I had a pretty hard year this year, and I would just rather, be around family and friends on my birthday as opposed to sitting in, a bar in New Jersey by myself. Like, that sounds so depressing. Like, so yeah, it all worked out in the end, but man, it was a big deal.
Yeah. Well, that's good at least.
So yeah, if you can come over, you should. West Glass Onion comes out on Friday.
Oh, nice.
Yep. So we'll have to check that out. Kyle, last Friday we watched Samurai X, Trust and Betrayal, and one of my favorites, and I think Wes really liked it.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
It's awesome, dude. You would love it. It kicks ass. Anyway, sorry. Here I am going on tangents again. So you guys can go to the library. I guess I need to designate one of these buildings as the library.
Yep.
Which building looks very library-ish?
Let's see.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah.
I didn't actually map out a lot of these buildings. It's just like you went here first, so I was like, oh, that's Old Main. This is a lecture hall, like. So yeah, library's here. So you can go there. It's divided into kind of a circular shaped building divided into wings. Like a library you'd find on a college campus.
Right.
Yeah, you could think each wing is a different school of magic.
Yeah, that's actually great. I like that a lot.
I'm gonna ask the librarian where their books on necromancy are.
And she gives you she kind of scowls at you and raises her eyebrows and says, I'm afraid they're in the restricted section, sir.
But it's purely academic.
I'm sure it is, which is why they're in the restricted section. Did this
Look
shit
at
just
me, I'm
become
just
Harry
a little
Potter?
cleric. I can't raise the dead.
She says, I'm not one to pass judgment on anybody, but if you want into the restricted section, you need a special pass.
So, question. What's the difference between a cleric casting Revive and a necromancer casting Raise Dead?
Oh man. I think the intent differs. You know, you're bringing a soul back to a body, whereas you're just animating a dead body.
But you know what I mean? Like, why is that?
I do. I think that it honestly, in this universe where that kind of stuff is possible, I really think it just depends on the intent. Whereas you're bringing someone back to life versus defiling and animating their corpse for your own purposes, you know? I also don't think maybe they wouldn't have such a hard line against necromancy if King Alatar's brother hadn't been killed by a death cleric using necromancy. So, you know, it's kind of one of those things that like echoes, reverberates from the action. So, now that being said, clearly you've seen that they have very little hold on the actual use of it. But if you're caught, that's a, you know, you might have to face some King Radovid kind of punishments if you're a necromancer. Sorry, that's an obscure Witcher reference.
Okay.
Radovid burns all the mages. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He persecutes
Spoiler
them.
alert, but the game's been out for almost 10 years.
That's not really like anything.
Yeah, that's not really, that's just world building stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so you can go in the library there, whatever you want to look for, you know, there are different sections, and let's see, who's working at the front desk this late at night? Looks like a female half elf working the desk. He looks at you, Savik, and says, "Good evening. What can I help you with?"
I'm actually gonna reply in Elvish. I'm gonna ask her illusion section and abjuration section.
Illusion and abjuration. She looks through the directory and she says, "Ah, yes, left down the hall, through the 2 sets of double doors, and go up 1 flight of stairs. Abjuration. Illusion is right below on the lower level."
Okay.
So left through 2 sets of double doors, up the stairs, and then down the stairs.
All right. Let's see. What? All right. So I'll head to the illusion section of the library.
Greg, you should watch that video.
I already know it's gonna be great. All right, so you go up the stairs there into, sorry, what section did you say you're going through first?
Illusion.
Okay, what did I say? I think illusion is on the lower level. So you come in there and you see the stairs and you take the stairs down. And, you know, you come into, you know, would be the equivalent of like a high medieval library. There are heavy tomes and scrolls littering the shelves throughout, long tables through which you can, you know, lay multiple books out and study and all this and that. So, yeah.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and start leafing through the dusty, I guess, illusionary books. I think the first thing that is gonna be of help us a lot is just looking for Are these basically spell books, or are these just basically illusion books on certain, or just books on certain schools of magic?
Uh, so it's a little bit of everything. There are some grimoires there, or grimoires, however you say it.
Mm.
So yeah, spell books. There are spell scrolls there. Some treatises and books on theorem, arcane theorem. Textbook copies of old textbooks. Everything that you would find in a standard library. Except yeah. So to answer your question, there are some grimoires and repositories of old spell scrolls.
All right. I'll pull off one of the illusion spell books and start looking through the spell section. Leafing through the dusty tomes for invisibility.
Okay. Why don't you roll for that? What do you want to roll for that?
I guess. I guess if I was looking specifically for it, maybe.
Would that be like investigation?
Sure, I guess.
I mean, it's up to you. Whatever would make sense. I'm just trying to make it a little bit more involved than, oh, you find it. Like,
right. I was thinking investigation or arcana. I think.
Okay, yeah, either are fine. Yeah.
All right.
As long as it makes sense, like you can roll whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna ask,
All right. 18.
18. All right. So, sorry, is that Arcana check?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you have your hand over the book, and you kind of get a sense within your mind's eye of where you need to look. And if you're 18, you flip open the tome and start flipping through the pages. And about 2/3 of the way through the book, you find a copy of the spell that you're looking for.
Okay.
What spell was that, by the way?
Invisibility.
That's what it was. Okay. Yeah. So you can copy that down into your spell book.
Okay. I'll spend the next hour starting to copy that down.
Okay. All right. So you copy that down over the next hour, and the attendant comes down and she says, just checking on how you're doing. We need to close the library in the next hour or two.
Okay.
Not trying to rush you, she says, like defensively patting the air. She says, but we do have to close after a period of time.
All right. I'm going to look at her and say, thank you for the reminder. I shouldn't be more than a couple more hours.
Very well, sir. She says, I'll be just upstairs if you need anything.
Okay.
All right. Anything else you were trying to find in illusion magic?
Let's see. No, not at the moment.
Okay.
I think for right now, that's as good as what I'm going to. Hold on. Let me check. Let me check something. Okay. No, I think that's going to be okay. I think I need to return to the. I think I need to return to the front desk and ask the half elf where the transmutation school tomes are.
Okay. Didn't you also want abjuration?
Yes.
All right, that's upstairs from where you are.
Oh, guys.
Are you going to bed, buddy?
Yeah, I gotta go to sleep.
All right, man. We'll see you hopefully on Friday, and I'll chat with you in the morning.
All right, sounds good.
Later, dude. Hey, was it fun? Did you have a good time?
Yeah, until these douchebags came out of nowhere and attacked us.
Well, I thought maybe there should be a little bit of combat here tonight. So, all right, Petey, I'll catch you later.
All right, man. Have a good
Later,
one.
have a good one, guys.
Later,
Yep.
buddy. Man, I can't believe John never showed up. I hope he's all right.
Yeah, I hope so too. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and head over to the. I guess I'm gonna hit the. I'm gonna hit the I'm gonna hit the abjuration spells, and then I'm gonna hit the transmutation spells as well. And try and get that done before they close.
Okay. All right. So yeah, if you go upstairs, the abjuration section is before you.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna start leafing. I'm gonna start looking at some of the sectioned off spell books, and I'm
Okay.
gonna start pulling out the spell books for abjuration. And
All right.
I
Find a
guess
couple of grimoires up there. You know, they're in various different states. You know, depending on their age and use,
right.
and the fact that it's a library for students.
Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and look for. I'm gonna go ahead and start leafing through the book and try and find dispel magic.
Okay. Give me 1 second here. Okay. You rolled an 18 again, or do you need to?
No,
do
I
you want to
didn't
make
roll
another
yet.
Arcana check?
I'll go ahead and roll that right now.
All right.
23.
23. All right. So you hold your hand over the book, and you can you're trying to sense where the dispel magic spell might be, and you start flipping through the thick Valium pages, and about a fourth of the way through the book, you come to the spell scroll that you desire for dispel magic.
All right. I'm gonna spend. I guess I'll spend my second to last hour copying that down into my spell book.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and put the. Let's see here. 1 second. What else? Okay. Here's what I'll do. I'll go ahead and take the hour to copy Dispel Magic into my spellbook, and I'll head over to the transmutation section of the library, and I'll go ahead and look for a tome on transmutation magic.
Okay, so you start making your way back towards the center of the library, and you pass the transmutation section on your way back. So you can go in there and, sorry, what spell did you say you were looking for in there?
In transmutation?
Yes.
I'm actually looking for, let's see. As of right now, I'm looking for knock.
Knock.
Yep.
Okay. All right, go ahead and so you're going to say the strategy, going in there and picking the grimoires off the shelf?
Yeah, actually, what I would like to do with this last one is Yeah, I'm gonna go through and pick the grimoire off the shelf and use my Arcana check to see if I can locate the knock spell.
Okay. 14.
14.
All right, with a 14, so you grab a couple of these grimoires and you're searching with you're trying to sense out the magical energy of the spell. And you flip through the first grimoire, you don't find anything. You flip through the second one, you don't find anything. And you come to the last one there. And in the very back of the spell in the very back of the grimoire, excuse me, is the knock spell, second level transmutation.
Okay.
So you can copy that down if you wish.
Yeah, I'm actually, since the library's probably getting ready to close soon, I'm gonna go ahead and take this book up to the front desk and ask the half elf clerk if I can check this out.
Okay. All right, so you walk up there and you talk to her name is Ithrendale, by the way. She's got a little
Okay.
name badge on. And then you bring the book up and she smiles at you kind of sleepily, and she says, "Oh, you found something."
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, very good, she says. We do 2-week rentals. After that, you'll start to incur a fee unless you come back and check the book out again.
Okay.
And she just asks you for, university identification of some sort.
All right. I'll produce, I guess, my college ID, my teacher ID.
Okay. She says, "Very good, Professor Bloomline. Everything's in order." She stamps the book and says, "Enjoy."
Okay. I'm gonna say you'll have to forgive me, Ithrendal, but I'm new here. I was wondering if you could tell me where the arcane housing is for the professors.
Ah, yes. She says, well, first she says, "Welcome." She says, "It's very close to where we are now." She says, "If you go out this door and head west, there's housing for the staff housing is closest to the university."
All right.
So she says, "Go out here and turn west. And before you get to the road there that leads to the north gate, you would have to be blind to miss it."
All right. I'm going to thank her for all of her help, including on telling me where the housing is for the professors. And I'm going to give her a nice tip of the hat and maybe even a slight wink.
All right. Well, she says, "Yes, sir. I'm happy to help, and I'm even happier to go home and go to bed now."
I'm going to wish her a pleasant evening and then leave the library.
Okay. She wishes you the same and locks up behind you.
All right.
All right.
I'm going to head over to the housing.
Okay. Most of these houses are like generic cookie cutter style houses, with university housing. So I don't have any certain one assigned to you. So you just pick which one you like, and that'll be your house.
All right. I'll go ahead and head up to where my quarters are and start unpacking the tome that I brought home. Kind of look around and explore my housing. Kind of get an idea of what experiments I'd like to start setting up within the walls. And I'd also like to I'd also like to put down at some point on the floor and maybe like a small corner or something like that, or on like a desk, the cauldron that
Okay.
the cauldron that I ended up getting from a few sessions ago.
Okay, gotcha. I'll start thinking about that. And so your house is laid out. It's kind of nice. You know, you go in and there's a large hearth and you know, a long trestle style table with two benches, kitchenette, storage area. Further back, there's a small bedroom, a bathroom. There's an antechamber off to the side where, you know, there's an alchemical station that you could work on alchemy. It's a small library. The second story is much the same. You go up to the second story. There's two bedrooms and another bathroom up there,
Shit.
and like a sitting area and like a library. You know, so kind of nice accommodations. You know.
Yeah, this is pretty awesome.
Yeah, man. So why don't we go ahead and end there, and then the rest of the prep stuff we can do over Messenger. So then next week we can just pick it up and go from there.
Yeah, that sounds good because
All right,
like
cool.
I have like I have a bunch of things that I need to start to work on.
Yeah, you know, just let me know. You know,
All right.
message me and we'll get it taken care of. So
Hell
I
yeah.
hope it was fun. I know it was a lot of social encounters.
Dude, that's fine.
You know, but I mean, there's only so much we can do without everybody else here.
Yeah, aside from the drunken brawl in the middle of the streets, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought, well, what could happen in a couple hours? Well, maybe they run into those same guys and they've just been out drinking nonstop and they got beef.
Beef.
They're going to wish they just went home.
Yeah, they're not even going to be able to participate in the tournament now.
Correct. And that might have impacts on the tournament as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, pretty awesome. And you're coming over on Friday, right?
Yes, I believe so.
The Glass Onion.
Hell yeah.
We get to
I've
see
only been
Daniel
trying
Craig
to
with
watch
his
that for
2
like
months.
2 months now.
We get to see Daniel Craig with his not quite believable accent.
His Southern fried.
Yeah, that's what it is. He's got that James Bond money though, so he's like, I don't give a shit about anything.
Yep.
All right, I will update this spreadsheet tomorrow. We will have to discuss the next spell slot that unlocks for your sword.
Okay, that's cool.
The next spell you get.
Yeah, I'll just talk to you about all the shit that I have planned
Yeah.
on Friday.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, that sounds good, buddy.
All right, man.
All right, man. Yeah, it was fun. I hope you had a good time, and you know, hopefully we can do more hands-on shit with more people next week.
Yep, that'll be cool.
All right, Petey, I'll see you on Friday.
All right, man. Sounds good.
Later, brother.
See you.